Tell me a ghost story that sounds completely unbelievable but is entirely true.
So before I tell the story, just know I was young. I was young and I was dumb, and I also was trying to fit in, okay? So, freshman year of college, just moved, first like 2 weeks in the dorm, just moved in. I met this guy I really liked, and he had already had like a really large group of friends at the college. So one night he texts me, he's like, hey, me and a bunch of like people, we're gonna go hang out and, smoke and drink and stuff. Do you want to come? And I really liked him. So I was like, oh my gosh, yes, of course I'm gonna come. So we roll out, it's like 3 or 4 cars, there's like 12 of us. We're rolling in deep, right? And I'm like, okay, where are we going? He's like, oh, I'm gonna take you to this spot. We've been coming here the last couple of days and everything. It's a really cool spot to hang out because of course you can't do that stuff in the dorm room. So me, I'm just like happy to ride. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've made friends already. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. And context, it's like 11 o'clock at night. It's super, super dark and it's cloudy. So we're riding out. We leave the college, we're riding out for a while. Like we're going way out there. And I'm like, where are we going? So finally we come to like this really long road, and there's nothing but like woods surrounding us. It's just one singular road in woods. It's like pitch black. We're riding down this road and we come to this like clearing, and there's one street light. And I'm like, where are we? And so I'm like pulling into the spot, following other cars. And as our headlight like shines on this clearing, I see that it's a graveyard. I'm trying to be cool about it. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm being too superstitious. Like, I'm not trying to, seem stuck up to these new friends I'm trying to make, first year college, trying to like get in where I fit in. So by the time we get there, there's already a couple of cars there. There's already people hanging out. And the people who rode with us, like in the backseat, they get out. And then the guy that I liked, he's riding up front with me. He gets out. And then I open my door. The moment I open my door, there is this huge gust of cold wind. Mind you, it's August in South Alabama. It's hot. There's this huge gust of cold wind, and then the whole forest surrounding us, the woods, gets completely silent. We're in the South, okay? There are so many bugs and animals and critters that like are chittering and making noises at night. They just stop. It gets like eerily quiet, and the people who are already there, they like stop for a second and they're just like looking around. Everyone like just like pauses, because when you're used to hearing like all that ambient noise and then it just completely goes away, it's startling. So I got the door open. I got one foot in the car still, one foot out of the car. And the guy like, it's like, come on, let's go. I'm just like, okay. So I get out of the car and I'm out there for like 5 minutes and I'm feeling uneasy, but I'm trying to like push it down. But because I'm feeling uneasy, I'm not participating in like the drinking and smoking. So everything's good. Everyone's like laughing and dancing, and they're playing like music from a speaker, and they're all drinking and smoking and stuff. And I'm getting to know like new people. So the speaker that they're playing music on, it just dies. And then we hear like a really weird, like loud noise coming from the woods. We hear a really weird noise. I don't exactly know how to describe it, but right after that noise, we hear what sounds like chains. It sounds like someone's like jangling chains, and it's echoing through the whole woods. We're surrounded by the woods. Like there's woods all around us, and then there's just a street that we came on. So you can hear it echoing around us, like the chains are like surrounding us. I'm like, nope. I get in my car and I sit in my car. I stay in my car while they're out there doing stuff. They stay out there for like an hour. I'm in my car, strolling on my phone. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Snapchat, and suddenly I just hear screaming, and everybody runs to their cars. Everybody runs to their car. They get in my car, like, go. I'm like trying to get my keys. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I'm like, what's happening? They're like, just drive. So we're driving, and as we're driving, I'm like, what's going on? What happened? And they were like, we heard people. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yes, we heard people. And then it sounded like people just running towards us, like just people running to us. We could hear them. So that happens, right? A couple weeks pass. Everything's fine. And then things weren't fine. Things started going like weird in my dorm room. And at the time, I didn't know this, but weird stuff wasn't just happening to me. It was happening to all my roommates. So in my dorm room, it was 4 of us. Okay, me and my best friend, we shared a dorm room. And then there were 2 other girls. One girl, it was a black girl. She was super spiritual. And the other girl, she was white, and she was like very hardcore Christian. So weird stuff was happening to all of us, but we weren't communicating it with each other. One of the weird things that happened to me and my boyfriend, we were sleeping in the living room, because whenever he was my boyfriend at this time now. So we're in the living room sleeping, and I have a really bad dream. I like sit up because I'm about to get a sip of water, and I look over to the corner and I see like this shadow, like this dark shadow just like glooming towards us. Like, I don't know how to describe where a head would be. It was like turned like that to us, and we're sleeping like on the floor on like sleeping bags. So I scream. And my boyfriend wakes up, And he's like, what's going on? And I was like, I saw something. And he looks at me and he was just like, what did you see? And I tell him. And so we stay up and we like watch like funny movies to try to lift the mood. And then, you know, the next day he tells me I didn't want to freak you out even more, but like I had a nightmare. Like right when you screamed, I was having like a terrible nightmare. And he was like, I actually been having like nightmares every night I stay in your dorm room. And then he was like, I think I'm gonna sleep in my own dorm room for a while. So like he didn't sleep in my dorm room for like a couple of weeks after that happened. So things were happening. My best friend, she would be in the dorm room when I went to class, and she'd be the only one in there because she had a different schedule than the rest of us. And she said that the door, and our doors were heavy. These are really heavy doors. She said she would have the door closed and it would just swing open and then close again. Swing open, close again randomly. She got so scared that she ended up going to like she would go to the cafe when no one else was in the dorm room because she was so scared to be by herself in the dorm room. We had stuff on our walls. It wouldn't fall. It would be like thrown across the room. How does something hanging up on a wall, like our lights, like our little Christmas lights, it wouldn't just fall, thrown across the room. Lights would flicker, cabinets would open. And one day, me and my best friend, we were like sitting there eating and we were talking about it. And the spiritual girl and her boyfriend, they walk in, they hear us talking about it. And they're like, weird stuff has been happening to you guys too? We're like, yeah. And they tell us the stuff that's been happening. And then her boyfriend was like, yeah, one night we were out in the living room and she was asleep. And I look over and I see like this dark shadow. And I'm just like, I saw the exact same thing. So he gets oil. He starts anointing and praying over it. He's like, yeah, we got to get whatever's in here out of here. So he's praying. He's pulling out the works, okay? He's blessing every room. He's putting crosses over every door. And while he's doing this, our other roommate walks in and she freaks out. She completely freaks out. She packs up all her stuff. I don't know why. I still don't know why to this day she went crazy. She packs up her stuff. She leaves. She never comes back. Never comes back. So it was good for a while. But then the spiritual girl, like her boyfriend stopped coming to the dorm room because he got a job. So he wasn't sleeping there. When he stopped coming, things started getting bad again. So fast forward, things are getting weird again. Stuff is starting to happen. Me and my friend, we put a Bible on the desk and we leave it open because we're like, that's how scared we are. We're sleeping and we just hear the Bible, boom, close. And we're like, oh, hell no. No. So we're in theater class and we're talking about this. And this girl hears us. She hears us from across the room. She walks over to us and she says, I did not want to scare you guys, but for the last like month and a half, I have felt like this dark presence around you guys. And she was like, I can feel like this dark presence like around y'all. And we were like, what? And she was like, I don't want to freak you guys out, but like I'm really like spiritually tapped in. And she was like, can I come to your dorm room and see what's going on? And we're like, sure. So we tell our friends what's going on. So our friends that were at the graveyard, they come too because they want to see what's going on because when they would come over and we would have like game nights and stuff, weird stuff would happen as well. So we walk into the dorm room. She comes in last. As soon as she comes in the room, like she steps over the threshold into the room, the lights flicker. Like, and I'm not talking about like, no, I'm like the lights are flickering, going crazy. And she's a white girl. She has really like dark red hair. We can see the hair on her arms just like stand up. Like we could see it. We could see the hair on the backs of her neck. She just got like chills all over her entire body. And she was like, there's a spirit here. And she was like, this spirit is not happy that I'm in this room. So she's like going through the entire dorm room, right? And she gets to my bed, my side of the dorm room, and the doors, both doors, our room door and our other roommates' room doors, open and close, open and close, open and close. At this point, everyone's like screaming, freaking out. And she starts talking to the spirit and she's like, I know you're scared, but you need to calm down. Like, you're okay, calm down. And then everything just stops and it just feels so calm. And she's like talking to the spirit and we're just like we're looking. And she's like, okay, we need to get her back. And we're like, what? Get who back? And she was like, you need to take her back to her gravesite. And we were like, what? So we all get in the car, we take it back to the gravesite, and she finds this unmarked grave, and she puts her spirit